What up, y'all? This is your girl, Coach Niqua T on the beat, and you are now tuning into the Spacious podcast where healing meets transparency and faith meets mental health. And on today's episode, we got a very special guest for y'all. He's something to look at now, and he is a ladies' man, all the above, but he's also intelligent. So I want to welcome to you Coach Chris. So I'm gonna just go ahead and bring him on right now. Y'all give him a round of applause from where you at. So let me go ahead and welcome him on. So what up, Coach Chris? How you doing today?
I'm good, Coach Nick. How you doing?
I'm doing good. I can't complain. Just getting through the work day and
I,
everything, but
I,
we here.
I hear
So
you.
I'm super excited for you to have you on here today because we are in our month of love, as I would like to
Okay.
call it. So today's episode is all about maturing through singleness.
Mm,
Now, before we get into that, I do want you to tell the people, tell them a little bit about yourself.
okay. Well, again, thank you for the wonderful introduction. Um, I am Coach Chris. I am a 30. Oh, I almost call myself 34. I'm actually turned 34 this year. I'm 33. I'm a father. I am a business owner. I am a certified life coach. I wear multiple hats, um, but I'm nobody. I guess you could say no. Actually, I'm retract because I was gonna say I'm somebody ordinary, but I'm
Mm.
not gonna label myself as that.
Ooh,
But no, I am a yeah, yeah. I am an extraordinary individual with confidence.
mm, okay.
Not cocky, but confidence. So yeah.
Okay, I like that. I like that. All right. Well, it's a pleasure to have you on here today. So we're gonna go ahead and hop into this topic because it's the month of love
Okay.
and Valentine's Day is coming up and everything, and it's looking more and more single people out here each and every day. So I wanted to actually bring on a male onto the podcast just to talk about their journey, well, your journey through singleness, because it's not every day you hear from a male's perspective all the time. So I wanted to utilize this platform to basically allow the men to have a voice. You know, women, we out here doing the thing these days,
Right.
okay? In business, on TV, we doing it all. So it's like I just want to extend that olive branch to have a space for our men to come up here and talk. So, with that being said, let's get right into it.
Yes,
I
sir.
do want to know, don't, I know you're gonna come with the hitters, you're gonna come with the gems, you gonna drop it on, keep it real with the folk, okay?
I got you
Don't
always, as always.
all right now. So now with the first question that I want you to just take us through a journey of just describing like how has your singleness journey like just been thus far?
Ooh, that's a great question.
Mm-hmm.
If I can define my singleness, I would say that I think more than ever, I'm more intentional
Mm-hmm.
and purposeful more than ever.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I think it is. I think it is very important to remain intentional while dating.
Yes.
I think just being single, we meet different people all the time. We go on multiple dates. We're exchanging energies with so many different people, and a lot of us fall into lackluster spaces.
Mm.
Where you ended up, it's kind of like deja vu. You're kind of going through the same circle over and over again, meeting, going on dates, talking to a few weeks, a few months, it ends up falling off, et cetera, et cetera. Um,
Mm-hmm.
which is why I kind of focus on being more intentional.
Yeah.
Um, I'm not going to entertain anyone who doesn't serve my purpose.
Mm.
Um, and I know that takes time, but at the same time, people reveal their true colors.
Yeah.
More than likely. So with me, if I don't, I'm not just looking at a woman per se as a girlfriend.
Mm.
Like if I'm not going to date you, if I don't see any type of wife characteristics about yourself, I'm not going to date you if we're not compatible in Christ. There's just certain things that I'm not going to entertain, even while I'm single. So until I meet that one, I remain single, and that's okay.
Mhm.
There's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, it's nothing wrong with that. Cause listen, you do gotta be careful with who you marry because clearly with these times it's definitely showing that you really gotta just be careful with that process. And I like that you said being intentional because even with this generation right now, it's like in this whole microwave love type of situation. Like I'll just be fully honest with my own journey. It's just like I've been in situations where it's just like tomorrow, hey, do you miss me?
Right,
you know,
right,
I'm in love tomorrow, and it's
right,
like, oh my gosh, I don't even know you. Like,
right,
how do we even get to this point already? So it's like people not taking the time to actually really get to know the person. They just think, well, I can have a candid, good conversation with this person. So hey, let's take off. Let's meet me at the
mhm,
altar in your white dress type deal be
right,
going on. So um, I love that you said that in the fact that you are just being intentional, even when it comes down to like your purpose.
mhm,
And that's a big thing. And it also make me think like, because we learn about our purpose. I always like to say our purpose is a journey, right?
mhm,
Which it is a journey. There's different levels to our purpose that we just learn about along the way.
mhm.
So is it more so like, okay, am I looking for somebody that is going to complement my purpose like in the now, or is
Mhm.
it like as time go on, because that can be like a very unpredictable situation too.
Right, right, definitely. That which is why, as I'm walking in my purpose, as I am growing in my purpose, I want to essentially date who I want to be with.
Mm-hmm.
So if I want somebody who is financially stable, while I'm single, I need to make sure that I'm financially stable. If I want somebody who is spiritually grounded, I want to make sure that my walk with Christ is spiritually grounded. If I want somebody who is healing, um, I want to make sure that I'm making the same progressions. So I agree with you. Like it's a little unpredictable because we kind of want things when we want it. Like
Mm-hmm.
I want to be in love too. I want to meet somebody and fall in love in 3 days too, but that's not realistic. And
Mm-hmm.
yeah, so no, I want to make sure as I'm single, I'm working on myself and I'm becoming the best person that I can be. So that way, when I am introduced to this young lady, I'm I'm bringing in substance and not
Yeah.
my triggers and not my traumas and not my pain or any other past baggage. You know what I mean? I'm working on myself. So when you have two people working on themselves, now this journey that you speak of, now we could walk this journey hand in hand because
Mm-hmm.
we're both on the same page. But if I'm over here and you over here, there's no way, there's no way we can be aligned.
Right. Now
Right.
that's definitely true because when you, especially when you're on your healing journey and you just start to recognize things
Hmm.
in people where it's just like right off the bat, like flag on the plate, it's time for you
Exactly.
to take stage love type deal. And that's like a big thing to me because I know in the past I used to just like, I'm gonna give you the benefit of the doubt.
Mhm.
And it's like that don't work. That don't work no more because then it's just like you're settling for something that you truly and honestly don't
Mhm.
deserve.
Mhm.
So I like how because you just gave me even more clarity, even when it comes down to purpose. It's more so like those day to day type of things, as far as
Right.
like growing spiritually, like building your relationship with God, because that's
Mhm.
big to me. Like, hey,
Definitely.
that
It's
foundation got to
It's
be,
a
it got to be
non-negotiable for me.
non-negotiable. It got to be
Non-negotiable.
there.
Right.
Even financially stable, like how you're taking care of your finances.
Mhm.
So it's like, as far as like, I don't even know if I want to ask this question, but I'm
Go
gonna ask
ahead.
it.
I'm an open book, so go ahead and ask. You're fine.
So it's like, what if you had? Because I don't want to give, you don't want to give all the gems to everybody what you're
Okay.
looking for, but it's like, what are like some? If you had to say two things that you intentionally seek within a woman, besides like the spiritual and the financial
Mhm.
as- aspects of her.
Okay. Besides the spiritual and the, let's see, two aspects. I can only have two. Definitely ambitious. That's one.
Mm-hmm.
I can't. Like I said, I wear many hats, and I need somebody who is going to match me. Um, and when needed, help me elevate. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
we're a team. This is what we're doing together. Um,
Yeah.
so she has to be ambitious. That goes without saying. Let me see. My second one. I know you already said the spiritual. I love individuality. Like
Mm.
I love a woman who's her own self, who's comfortable in her own skin, who doesn't have to look or talk or try to be like anyone else. Um, she kind of stands alone, but at the same time, she's powerful. You
Yes.
know, and it's I think that's huge how other people receive her as well as her own person. So
Mm.
yeah, I think those are the two things that pop out to me.
Okay, that's good. That matches up what you said in the beginning about you being original. So it's like, you gotta match the fly ladies
Most
in that
definitely.
area. Okay.
Definitely.
Okay. So let's move on to our next question. Um, and I'm gonna go to the one that you said you wanted to elaborate on,
I
because
already,
you had
I,
a lot to say. Okay.
I'm ready for it. I'm ready.
All right. So, moving on. What have your past relationships taught you and provided insight on how you can better navigate future relationships? And this goes for romantic, platonic, or family relationships.
Mm. Um, I could that contains a lot of layers, but I'm going to first start off with just accountability.
Mm-hmm.
Um, whether it be a past relationship, a friendship that came to an end, I have tried to, I've attempted to take the time to like, okay, what could I have done better or different within this situation? You know, like
Yeah.
because it's easy when something goes wrong, it's easy to point the fingers. You know what I mean? But
True.
I want to be like, you know what? Like, nah, like I did that. I'm gonna own up to that. You know, what can I do better moving forward?
Mm.
And how can I be better moving forward? I'm a type of man. I don't like to. Um, I'm not an excuses type of person. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I like to own up to what I did. You know, I'm not perfect. I got skeletons in my closet just like everybody else. But at the same time, I want to do something differently. You know, like for an example, after my last relationship, I had to look at, okay, Chris, like there's a repeating pattern. What are
Mm.
you what are you missing? What are you doing? And after my last relationship, I had to take a big self evaluation. And these are the areas that you need to work in. And I got a therapist.
Mm.
And that was probably one of the greatest decisions that I've ever made in my life. And therapy has definitely opened my eyes to so many other things about myself that I didn't even know existed. Uh,
Mm.
so yeah, I would first stay with accountability.
Yes, I love that. I love that you took that journey of like going to therapy. Like, hey, y'all, go to therapy.
Now, I'm big. I'm big on it, especially as a black man.
Mm.
It's essential. It's needed. Like I try to advise any of my friends or family to go. So go to therapy. If
Yeah.
anybody comes across this, go to therapy. If you need it, it's nothing. Um, it's nothing emasculating. It's nothing to be scared of. It allows you to operate in total transparency and vulnerability. And
Yeah.
once you accept who you are within that space, then there's
Mhm.
nothing that nobody can say or take away from you. So
Yeah.
therapy is, I'm a huge advocate.
Yes, I love that explanation, that insight, because that is such a big thing, especially for the Black community and men. Like, you
That,
see, once again, women dominating and they are taking advantage of these opportunities. And
mhm,
then I've heard all the time, like, even with different events that I did, it's just like, man, men need more spaces like
right,
this.
right.
And it's not that they're not there, but it's like, are the men, are they going to leave themselves accountable to tap into those
Mhm.
like different spaces, because it's so necessary. Y'all need
Yeah.
it too, you know?
No, definitely, definitely. It's a so a lot of men will tell you that speaking on your emotions or expressing your feelings is a quote unquote weak trait. So many ways, even much in today in our society, like we have been learned or we've learned something that we need to unlearn is to suppress
Yeah,
our emotions and feelings.
yes,
And it's not manly to speak about how I'm feeling or to cry or to speak on like, hey, that bothers me. So we suppress, and then
mm-hmm.
eventually, um, just like just like air in a balloon, eventually we pop, and when we explode, it's always in some type of huge manner. And now everybody's like, well, where did that come from? And that's
Right.
come from the suppression from all these years of holding all that anger and hurt and bitterness and insecurities and voids inside. So therapy allows you to express that. Me personally, I have a black therapist. I have a black male therapist.
Yes,
So I wanted somebody to call me out on my BS. You know what I mean? Like, nah, that could have been you. You know what I mean? So it's definitely
yeah,
like open up my eyes, be like, okay, like that's 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 something that we need. That we need somebody who can relate to our experience to hold us accountable.
yeah.
So yes, yeah. I could go on for therapy. I'm not gonna speak too much on it, but I'm
Yes, I love it. I love the, just the enthusiasm
yeah.
behind it all. So I'm gonna circle back on a certain question, because we've been talking about healing
Mhm.
earlier, and just now. I want to know, what are unhealthy traits? Well, you kind of spanned on it, but I want to know if there's anything else that came up. Was, what are some unhealthy traits you have identified about yourself that you have broke free from?
Ooh, I'm telling on myself.
Yeah, tell 'em.
Some unhealthy traits that I broke free of. I spoke to the accountability piece.
Mhm.
I would say, hmm, I'm trying to think of the biggest thing that I had to break. Um, I would say my selfishness.
Mm.
Um, I I'm telling on myself, but no, I have a certain way of thinking.
Mhm.
Um, and even though I could articulate myself very well, and I had to learn that my feelings are not facts.
Mm.
Um, so just because I'm feeling a type of way doesn't mean that I'm in the right. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So I used to walk around like, yeah, I said what I said and I meant what I meant, but at the same time, be dead wrong. You know?
Mm.
So I had
Yeah.
to learn to think outside of myself. I had to learn that when I'm having a conversation with somebody, considering their feelings and their thoughts and their time and their space. And
Yeah.
just because when I'm ready to talk or I'm ready to act, that doesn't mean somebody's in that same space to reciprocate. So I had to learn to think outside of myself. I would say that.
Mm. That's good. Come on, Coach Chris. Out here growing and
Yeah,
stuff.
man. Yeah, man. So I'm a work in progress. I'm a work in
Hey,
progress.
we all are. I say it all the time. I say it so much, people tell me, stop saying that. Like, but I am. That's the beautiful part about life and just being
Mhm.
human, is
Definitely,
growing
definitely,
and showing yourself grace in the process, as I like
definitely.
to always say, because that is the most necessary thing. So kudos to you, sir.
Thank you.
Kudos.
I appreciate that.
Ain't no tearing this man down, okay?
I've been through way too much to go backwards now. So,
Yeah, I listen. I feel you. So what do you love about the healed version of Chris?
oh, I could. I got this. The answer came so quick. What do I love? I love that I'm able to recognize the unhealed.
Mm,
And that's not any shade or
yeah,
to the people who are not there yet or are still working on themselves, but it has gave me the awareness to recognize what to stay away from.
yes,
Um, and in this particular space, going back to being intentional and purposeful, there are so many things that we need to stay away from. So
mm-hmm,
when you recognize it, when them red flags come up, it's just like, nah, I've seen this before. I've been here before. God bless you, but I'm gonna keep it pushing.
yeah,
Um, and I just know what I want, and I'm not gonna settle for anything less than that. You know what I mean? So it it doesn't matter if it's a person, if it's a particular event, if it's not serving me, I'm good off of it.
mm-hmm,
Yeah. Yeah,
okay,
just remaining focused. Just staying away from anything that doesn't serve me.
yeah, yes, that's it right there. Cause listen, nobody got time for that. Okay,
Nah, definitely.
nobody got time for that. That is amazing. So this is like a sidebar because listen, the ladies like to know, where like where do men such as yourself hang out at because y'all be hiding.
I'm boring, baby. I'm boring. I ain't gonna lie to you. I'm boring. I work. I work. I currently I have 3 jobs currently. Um, and I also have a business, and like I said, I also have a father. I'm also a father. So I'm not gonna say that I don't hang out, but most of the time for myself and men who have things going on in their life, we busy.
Yeah, that's true.
Um,
You're right about
every
that.
now and then, of course, you want to treat yourself. I may go to a bar to watch the game or a lounge, but I'm not in the clubs. I'm not in the streets. Um, if I step out, I'm traveling. So it's a I don't know. I can't. I don't have a I don't have a actual destination to say this is where y'all ladies need to go. But I'm busy. I'm
Yeah.
gonna
So
keep running.
basically, if you're not in the grocery store, if you're not traveling,
You
then
gotta you gotta catch me in traffic. You gotta catch me.
you gotta catch him if you can. Okay, period. That's if you can still catch him
Right,
because he ain't playing no games.
right.
So, moving right along. Now, this is back to one of them questions you wanted to elaborate on. So we're
Okay,
gonna take it there.
okay.
What do you believe is the disconnect between men and women?
Mm,
And
remember this.
how is this disconnect causing a negative effect in the dating world?
Okay. Mm. I was waiting for this question.
I know you was
I,
ready.
I think I think the biggest disconnect is just understanding that we are so much powerful together.
Mm-hmm.
Um, it's so much rhetoric around who does this, who does that, who pays for this, who pays for that. A woman shouldn't do this if a man does this. A man is not this. It's so much. It feels like a competition.
Yes.
Um, and life is hard enough. The world is chaotic and so much going on in this earth as it is. I don't want to compete with the person who I'm supposed to be in love with.
Mm-hmm.
Um, this is my partner, not my foe. So it sounds a little cliche, but like really getting back to loving each other. Like it feels, it's like, I don't know. There's so much dialogue about. It feels like ways to not love each other, or try
Mm.
to come up with um certain exceptions. I mean, I'm all for a person knowing their worth and their values and things like that. But it's like at the end of the day, if you desire to be married, if you desire to be with one person, like I'm not your enemy. Like I love you. I want to love you. I want to love everything about you. Teach me how to love you, vice versa. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
um, for me, that's just what it's been, and it's draining every single time you hear about a podcast or some reel going viral, and it's about men don't do this X, Y, and Z. It's like I'm tired of hearing dialogue about tearing each other apart. I want to hear about
Yes.
healthy relationships. I want to see podcasts based on this couple's been married, young couple's been married for I don't know 5, 10 plus years, and this is what they're navigating. Like I'm just ready to
Mhm.
change the narrative.
Yes, yes, that listen, I completely agree. And it is it's actually a podcast. I'm not sure if you heard of it, but it's
Mhm.
called Dear Future Wife. And
Yes,
okay, yeah. Have you checked it out?
I do like that podcast.
You
Yes,
do? I know that's a good one.
I do.
But yeah, I definitely agree with you. I just think there's also with that, just to add on to what you're saying, of just being in competition with one another, it also causes a lack of both sides just being vulnerable.
Mm-hmm.
um because you have, when you're just tearing each other down and everybody got to feel like they got to dog out this person, that person, and now it's like women are taking the upper hand of just being the players out here. You have men that just come with this thing of just being emotionally unavailable.
Mm-hmm.
And for a woman, such as myself, that has been through that of wanting to be loved, but then you fall in line with men that are just emotionally unavailable, it caused a sense of like discouragement.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, when does it end? It's like
Mm-hmm.
you got all these, I don't even know what to call it, these leapfrogs out here, and
Mm-hmm.
it's like, where does the accountability start to come in on both ends? And this goes for women too. Like,
Mm-hmm.
we have fell into this place of just wanting to bash men all the time, but at some
Right.
point we have to start taking accountability for our actions too. Because
Right.
me, I don't like it, I'll take a step back and I'll be like, all right, Shaniqua, like,
Right.
you was tripping. Like, you
Right.
you you really need to take accountability for that. So it's just like that lack of vulnerability that's on both ends, or feeling like you got to have the upper hand, is just causing us to grow further and further and further apart from each
Right.
other, which is not healthy.
Right. I mean, there's so many.
It's so many layers to
It's
it.
yeah,
Like,
it is. It's so many different lands to it. Emotional unavailability is one. I think another one is just having the emotional intelligence as well.
yes.
And that goes for men and women. Like being able to process your emotions effectively,
Mm-hmm.
being able to pour into somebody without having any expectations, being able to speak to somebody and not at them. Those there's so many things that fall under your emotional intelligence as well.
Yes.
Um, and a lot of times we use our experiences, and when we meet somebody, we project those experiences and we create these false expectations upon this person who you just met. So back to the example that you used earlier, he's like, hey, like it's been 3 days, call me. Like you just
Mm-hmm.
met this person last week, but you've already in your mind created the expectation like, hey, I want this person to um, oblige to my expectations of when he should call me.
Mm-hmm.
Take a step back and be like, wait a minute, like I just met this person.
Yeah.
And that's another thing in dating. We have to release the expectations of our own compared
Mm.
to, if we were in a relationship with somebody.
Yeah.
I think that removes all the type of frustration because at the end of the day, the person who you've been dating for a month, few weeks, to a few months, these are still strangers.
Yeah.
We don't know these
Definitely.
people's habits. We don't know these people's traumas. And when you first meet somebody, you know everybody has their best representation of themselves. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So it takes a while to actually get to know somebody. So when you're getting to know somebody, remove your expectations. You know what I mean? Like just get to know that person for who they are. And then
Mm-hmm.
as you guys continue to grow your bond, that's when you could create your expectations.
Yeah.
But when you go into it like, hey, I think you need to be doing this. Well, like I just met you last week. I'm not gonna, you know what I mean? I don't.
Yeah.
Nobody. I mean, nobody owes you anything. Don't worry, I'm guilty. I'll be like, man, I'm sending you good morning, beautiful text. You know what I mean? Like, I've been guilty of it as well. But I think we have to learn how to release the expectations of what we would like to do versus when we first meet somebody.
That's good. I like how you said that. And that's one of the biggest things that I had to learn for myself is just like real deal, like releasing those
Mhm.
expectations because you can be so in your head about being intentional about what you want that you don't give the person the opportunity to
Mhm.
even show you because you real deal, it's important to see a person through all seasons, all phases. Like, let
Yeah.
me see how you work in this
Right.
area of your life or when this is, unraveling in this way. Because when you get to know a person in that way, then it's like, okay, if we can work through this, even though if we have some bumps and lumps in the
Mhm.
process, it's like if we can actually work through this in a healthy manner, then that even lets a person know like this could be a potential
Right.
person to spend the rest of your life with.
Definitely.
So that's something to take into consideration too. So I really like how you just mended all that
Thank
together.
you. Thank you.
No problem. So now this is just I just want to ask this question.
Go ahead.
So if you had to say, because I love like 90s romance movies, so I
Okay.
just want to see where your head is at.
Yes.
Like, what would you say is one of your top, I'm gonna say, how you feel about top three or top five? I don't know. Let me see.
Of 90s romance movies,
Yeah,
we can do top three. Top five is
kind of scratching it. Okay.
not stretching it. I can
Okay,
do top,
top three. Top
top
three.
three 90s. Ooh, let's see. I am a big I am a big 90s fan as well. But romance, if we're just talking about romance movies,
Mm-hmm.
um oh, let's see. I'm gonna try to say them. I don't know about any type of particular order.
Okay, yeah, just say it.
Love Jones. Love Jones is definitely Love Jones may be my number one if we're talking
Mm-hmm.
about 90s romance. Um, let's see. Uh, I want to say Love and Basketball.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Um, we could throw Love and Basketball in there. That was one of those. I'm trying to think of that. I'm trying to think of the movies. Even when I watch them today, they
Mm-hmm.
still give me that nostalgia.
Yeah.
So yeah, Love and Basketball, Love Jones. And let's see, for my third one, uh 90s romance. Let's see. Hmm. I'm stuck on top two. I can't
That's
think of
fine.
yeah, I can't think of a third one that really like speaks to me. And I'm thinking 90s. I'm trying to make sure I'm not like crossing
Go
90s and
outside.
2000.
I mean, if you want
Um
to take it to the 2000s too, because
yeah,
I'm over here thinking about one. That might be 2000.
I don't know if I want to use I don't know. Will Boomerang be considered a love?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, okay. Yeah, I like Boomerang too. We could throw Boomerang in there for the third one.
Boomerang, that's a good one.
Yeah,
I'm gonna
that's
do
right.
that
Yeah,
one. That's a good one.
yeah.
Um, if I had to say, of course, Love Jones is in mine, and then I gotta throw Jason lyrics in
Okay,
there.
okay,
I that yeah, I just love that movie.
okay.
Yeah. And then oh dang, I thought I had the other one, but
The third one is hard. I wasn't even sure on Boomerang because Boomerang is like real funny.
Yeah, it's funny,
I'm
but it still has
still
that
have
romance kick
romance. Okay.
to it. Just
Yeah.
how it went.
Yeah.
Um, man, this is terrible. I really okay. Now this is like 2000s, but I'm gonna
Okay.
say, dang, I cannot think of the movie. Um,
Who's in it?
it got Sanaa Lathan in it and Tay Diggs. It's when like they best friends and
You said
but
Sonali and Tay Diggs. Are you talking about
I cannot think of the
Best Man?
name.
You talk about the
Um,
Best Man? Oh no.
no, not best man.
Sonali and Tay Diggs. No, I'm thinking of. They've been in so many movies.
I don't know. They've been in so many movies
It's not,
together.
I can't even think of a movie that's coming to my mind.
It's me about to break
You about to
this.
look it up. As soon as you
Yeah,
say, it, I'm like, oh, that's what it was.
I'm about to look it up because this is really bothering me right now. It ain't best man. I know what this movie is. And go. Oh, there it is. Brown sugar.
Oh, Brown Sugar. Okay, yeah. The
I
point that I
mean,
have Brown Sugar in my mind, but I don't remember Tay Diggs. It's been a while since I've seen Brown Sugar.
I
But
know I watch this. That's like my movie right there.
okay.
But that wraps it up. Okay, I like that. Good selection. Okay. So last question.
Mhm.
We all like to give, whenever I invite a guest, I like to have them to give out some gems to the people, especially when it comes to this singleness journey of what we're talking about right now.
Mhm.
So, what are two or three gems you would give to men who are in their singleness journey right now?
Okay. We kind of spoke on a few of them.
Mm-hmm.
So one, I'm gonna say, stay in your purpose. Um, stay in your purpose. It is so easy for us men to be distracted. Um, but I think it is so important that we cannot, um, we cannot be in spaces that no longer serve us. Um, like there has to come a point in time in your life where it's just like, okay, like, yeah, it's just because you can do it doesn't mean you have to.
Mm-hmm.
So walk, continuing your purpose. And I think once you are walking in your purpose, once you become aligned, the right things are attracted to you. Uh,
Mm,
the second one is just being intentional. Like I said, those are the, the the things that the things that I hold dearly is walking in my purpose and staying intentional. Be intentional about who you meet. Be intentional about how you date. Be intentional about how you work, your work ethic. Be intentional about who you are as a man. Stand on that. Stand on those principles. Stand on those your morals. Be intentional about who you are. Be authentically you. And my last one is a acronym. I actually came across it not too long ago. Mind your meat. Men, mind your meat. Mind your meat. That
break
is
it down for the folks.
MEAT. So mind your meat. M, money. Um,
Mm-hmm.
at the end of the day, even though there are so many areas where men are supposed to provide, and don't get it confused that there are other areas that we could provide
Mm-hmm.
outside of money, but at the end of the day, things cost. You want to do things, you want to do nice things for yourself. You want to be able to provide for the woman that you're interested in. You want to be able to provide for your kids. You want to be able to provide for yourself. So M is your money. E is your energy. Um, Again, I'm in a space now where energy is transactional. I'm not going to entertain multiple women just for the sake of. I'm not going on multiple dates um, just because I can. Like, no, that doesn't, again, that doesn't serve me. Like, I'm conscious about who my energy is going towards. And I want to make sure, like I said before, like that's being reciprocated.
Mm-hmm.
A is attention. Again, just be mindful of what you're paying attention to. Um, whatever you whatever you see the most, whatever you are around the most, that's what you become.
Mm-hmm.
Comes in, comes out. So be intentional about what you are paying attention to. And T is time. Time for yourself more than anything. Take yourself out. Take yourself out on a date. There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with the man taking care of himself. Get a haircut. Go to
Mm-hmm.
the gym. Man, journal. Do something else for yourself. Take a walk. It doesn't matter. Just take time for yourself. So those are the three.
Yes. Oh,
And did you say for women as well, or did you say for men?
I mean, if you want to help the ladies out, help them
I
out.
could throw a little. I could throw a little again. I could throw a little again. Ladies. Let's see. If I can say three things for the ladies, um, understand your power. That's number
Mm,
one. I'm gonna be all the way thorough. Like, ladies, y'all hold the cards. The reason why I exist is because of a woman.
mm-hmm.
Um, so don't even just keep that in mind. Like, the this world does not coexist without you. So
Mm-hmm.
remember who you are. Remember what you stand for. Remember your beliefs, and don't settle for anything less than that. Remember your power.
Yes.
My second one would be is um, continue to thrive. Um, I love, and not just all, of course, all women, but my heart goes out to Black women. I love Black women. I love Black women who are successful in their own right. Um, there's so many statistics nowadays that Black women are just on the rise when it comes to getting their degrees and opening businesses.
Mm-hmm.
Black women are at the top of those statistics, so keep thriving. You don't need a man for that. You don't need a man for validation. You don't need the world's opinion about what you're doing. You don't need that for anyone. Just continue to do it for you. Continue to thrive in your own right. And lastly, I would say, um, I would say, get more comfortable with being you.
That's good.
Um,
I was thinking
and
that.
uh, nowadays, society paints the picture of what it is to be beautiful, what it is to be successful, um, what it is to be a woman. I don't want to get
Period.
too deep into that, but
Yeah, that's a whole topic in itself.
right. So again, it's don't forget who you are. Um,
Hmm.
so yeah, that's what I have.
Yes. And I
Yeah,
stand on all of those three, especially the last one.
yeah,
Get comfortable with
yeah,
being you. I
yeah.
know that's something in my journey that I'm just learning to bask in for myself.
Mhm.
It's just learning how to just be me. I mean, I've always been authentic,
Right.
but just even when it comes to like beauty or just like taking care of yourself, being mindful of what you put in your body, just do it for you,
Mm-hmm.
um for you, not for nobody else. Do it for
Somebody
you,
else.
sis.
Right.
Okay.
Right. Right.
So I've definitely been in a space where I've just been in this phase where I'm just being barefaced.
Mm-hmm.
Bareface for me is not only just not wearing makeup
Mm-hmm.
because I'm still get caught up when
Right. Right.
but it's also about just being vulnerable, being open, being authentic, because for a lot of times for women too, I believe that a lot of women are in this space where they just fear with being open because they don't know if a man is going to just be open to their vulnerable side.
Mm-hmm.
So, but in order to even I believe to like just showcase that to a man. Like a woman has to be comfortable with that for
Mhm.
herself.
Right.
And that's just something that I'm really like just taking in my
Right.
own journey is continue to just be honest with myself, be vulnerable with myself, being mindful of my needs, being mindful of, the boundaries. Because although I do want love, but you gotta know how to protect yourself in the
Right.
process so
Right.
you don't find yourself in those same patterns
Right.
again. So sis, bro, I want to let y'all know. Don't be afraid to be you, okay? Just be
Definitely.
you in the process and grow and show yourself grace.
Definitely.
So that's all the time we have today.
Okay.
Coach Chris, I thank you so much for being on here today. Let the people know how they can stay connected with you.
Yes, yes, yes. Thank you for having me. This was a great conversation. Yes. So, Facebook is where actually a lot of my activity happens. Chris
Hmm.
Daniels parentheses Coach Chris. My Instagram is put me in Coach Chris. Those are the only handles that I use. Let's see. And as far as anything that I have coming up, I want to. I did put my coaching on hold for the last year.
Hmm.
There was a lot of stuff that happening. I took on multiple jobs. I bought a home within the last year as well. Yeah, so I officially became a homeowner. But no, definitely the goal is by the end of the year is to get Coach Chris back up as an umbrella and continue working out. Continue talking to the people. I'll be doing one-on-one classes. I'll be doing group classes as well. So just be on the lookout for that. I'll be dropping little nuggets leading up to that. I have something special. I don't want to kind of speak on it too much,
Yeah.
but it's definitely in the works as far as Coach Chris. So yeah,
All
thank you
right.
again for having me.
No problem at all. Y'all make sure y'all leave him accountable, okay?
Appreciate it.
But y'all, as always, y'all know where to find your girl at. Now, make sure you comment, subscribe, all that good jazz right now here on YouTube at Gracious Space Community, and make sure you stay connected with us on Instagram at Spacious Podcast. Good gracious, y'all! I'm tripping with my words today. See, this is the part about being authentic.
Right.
So, all right. So, as always, y'all, show yourself some grace on this life journey. And until next time, this is your girl, Coach Lee. We out.
Take it easy. Bye.